Over the past 4 years, the Community Foundation of Southern Indiana has strategically invested in public spaces that strengthen our communities. Through a recent grant program evaluation, we've learned of some pretty remarkable results. We're a 34-year-old, $162 multi-million-dollar community foundation, making about $500,000 a year in competitive grants. Our Quality of Place grants represent $150,000 of that total each year. The Community Foundation serves Clark and Floyd counties on the Ohio River directly across from Louisville, Kentucky, one of the biggest metropolitan areas in the country. Louisville is big, but Clark and Floyd counties and the townships that are located there are far more rural and small town with a distinct quality of place all their own. In 2021, we asked how we could improve our quality of place, and the answer was clear: access, safety, and inclusivity. Quality of place investments drive other good things: economic growth, workforce development, physical activity, connections. Our goal was to provide safe and accessible high-quality parks and green spaces to our most vulnerable citizens because that makes our region more open and welcoming to all. In just 4 years, we've invested $700,000, leveraged more than $2.3 million, and reached more than 34,000 people. These are remarkable numbers, but they didn't come by accident. This was a very strategic, thoughtful process that opened up our community to new ideas and opportunities, and honestly, had way more actual impact than we could have ever imagined. Our emphasis was on connectivity, safety, activating underused spaces, and collaboration, all with the overarching purpose of providing access. Because not everyone in our community enjoys the same ability to get to and participate in our public spaces. They may have income or transportation barriers or mental or physical challenges preventing their full enjoyment of those places. Since 2021, we have funded 6 projects across urban, rural, and suburban communities, reflecting the diversity of our region. We chose access as a focal point because communities that open their public spaces to their most vulnerable citizens reflect the kind of quality of place that attracts families and businesses and keeps our residents here instead of moving away. In Borden, a $150,000 Quality of Place grant built an ADA-compliant playground and picnic area that now serves 1,000 regular users, and the community park in which it is situated hosts festivals attracting 15,000. The grant also leveraged connecting sidewalks and pathways, providing better access for 189 special needs students from local schools. In Charlestown, our $150,000 Quality of Place grant for an inclusive playground in the city's downtown park inspired the creation of a Disability Advisory Council for the city, led to the beautification of the downtown area, and leveraged over $216,000 in additional investments. The playground is used by an estimated 8,000 residents annually. At the Jeffersonville Public Library, an $80,000 grant to create a pocket park transformed an empty lot between the building and the main street. There is a train, a storyboard and other activities, free internet, and space to gather. This project was small but mighty, and the library has seen its highest visitor numbers since 2018, with library card signups for children 0 to 6 years old tripling each year. Our $70,000 investment in the Kevin Hammersmith Memorial Park accessible playground in New Albany was part of a larger $1.1 million project. This playground became a national model for accessibility and a regional destination used by 10,000 people each year. Our $100,000 grant helped launch Origin Park's first public amenity, opening Silver Creek near Clarksville with access for paddling, kayaking, fishing, and bird watching. This project leveraged $900,000 in additional funds and has over 1,000 users annually. Development efforts for this $250 million regional park transformation were jump-started by opening this public venue. And in Georgetown, our $150,000 Quality of Place grant is building critical sidewalk infrastructure to connect neighborhoods, schools, businesses, and parks safely. The Sidewalk Project connects 13 businesses, multiple neighborhoods, and a youth sports complex, making Georgetown a more livable community. Together, these projects touched 34,000 lives, leveraged 3 times our initial grant investment, and served kids, low-income families, and people with disabilities, along with everyone else in our community that now enjoy access to these public spaces and venues in a more open and welcoming way. But it's not just infrastructure these projects are creating. They sparked literacy growth, disability advocacy, walkability improvements, and economic development. They are increasing physical activity for tens of thousands of residents annually and fostering inclusivity and social interaction for generations to come. We've heard the voices from the community. For example, Georgetown Little League officials say they have a sidewalk connecting the youth sports complex with the most densely populated parts of town that will make playing youth sports more accessible and inclusive, opening the world of sports to more children. We're learning too about making our grant application clearer, about having a broader outreach to our rural communities, and about providing stronger support for programming that brings spaces to life. The impact report that we commissioned on our Quality of Place grant program this year tells us that 100% of our grantees said Quality of Place achieved its goal, with visible improvements in parks, sidewalks, and accessibility. While most saw the process as straightforward and collaborative, they want more support in measuring impact. We are listening and adjusting our program accordingly going forward. Our Quality of Place grant program proves that strategic investments in shared spaces spark connection, pride, and momentum across a region, increasing the ability of all of our population to access safe, high-quality parks and public spaces makes our community more open and welcoming to all, improving the quality of place for all who live and work here and call this place home. Now that we're at the 4-year mark with the Quality of Place grant program, we're pausing to evaluate what we've achieved, celebrate our successes, and listen, reflect, and refine our Quality of Place grant program moving forward based on these results. The next chapter will focus on an even greater impact and connectivity. Our Quality of Place grant program is about more than parks and public venues. It's about belonging. It's about creating a community where everyone has a place, feels welcome, and can participate fully in all the great public spaces and venues we share. Collectively, these Quality of Place investments are building a stronger and more inclusive community, leveraging additional investments and opportunity for all of us.